like many of us, I've got 3 school-age kids that have been at home since March. And a couple of weeks ago, I was on a meeting where I was talking to someone about the demise of the cookie. And my 9-year-old son came in from the kitchen and said, "Is there something wrong with cookies, Dad?" But all kidding aside, we all know that 2020 was a crazy year, right? We blinked and it was over. And I think what that has caused is we've got, as an industry, we've got some catching up to do when we realize just how quickly the cookie that we've all come to know and love is going to go away and not be accessible to the degree that it once was. And I'm someone that, as a marketing leader, I think a lot about the concept of the paradox mindset, and I'm sure you guys are familiar with that, the notion of being comfortable with competing truths. And I think on the one hand, as the cookie goes away, there's no doubt in my mind that all of us, all of our brands, all of our organizations, we're going to have to become more comfortable with growing and using and deploying and optimizing everything that we gather from our consumers from a first-party data perspective. But my concern is that I think the speed with which we will get there is not going to be as fast as we need it to be. And my prediction is that as we focus more and more on the demise of the cookie in 2021, despite everything that we'll do with first-party data, I think we will realize as an industry that we're going to have to complement what we're doing from a first-party perspective with an even more focused reliance on tools that many of us thought maybe would have gone away, topics like broad reach, topics like traditional media and advertising, because we've gotten so used to the cookie being that connective tissue that as that goes away, I just don't think our own mechanisms are going to be enough to do what we need to do to drive our brands not only today, but to build them for tomorrow. And so I see 2020 year as both a year of realization about what's truly happening with cookies, and then also lots of scenario planning to figure out what can we do with what we do have versus how are we going to have to complement that with tools that maybe we've started to shy away from in recent years, but could play an even more important role as we move into 2021 and beyond. So that's my prediction on the demise of the cookie. Luckily for my 9-year-old, Chips Ahoy, they're fine. But our cookies that we worry about, I think that could be a big focus in 2021.